Okay, hello, how are we all? So this is just a quick video going through the dividing up a line, and then we're going to go through the question 3 on page 30. So we'll start just here, just to go apart. So I just put out a couple of examples. So I want you to divide AB into 5 parts, AB into 6 parts, and AB into 3 parts. So the whole point of this was I did it so that you can see that it doesn't actually matter how wide or how big we make the compass. So I could have went and did first part, second part. The only thing that matters is we don't change the width of this the whole way through. So once you start it, don't change the width of your compass. And then I'm going to go through the sliding set squares here as well, just to make sure that everyone is 100% clear with it. So this part here, so we're dividing it into 6 parts. There's my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. On my last one, I'm connecting it back to the end of my line, so there. Then I need to come along and I need to start marking in each of them lines parallel then. So I'll line it up so that this line, or my set squares, are parallel to that last line that I drew back to B. So I just line it up here, make sure I'm happy. Just do a line just to test, make sure, yeah, I'm happy enough with that. So there's 1, 2, and you can see there how slowly I'm moving the set square across just to make sure that my bottom hand doesn't slip off the other one. And last one there. Okay, and then you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you can see each of them is perfectly divided. So if I even measured that, it's about 1.5. That's about 1.5 as well. So you could measure them the whole way across just to double check if you're right. Last one down here. So this is another example I did just to show that it does not matter how big you go with compass. I could have done this with 3 little small marks here and then connected that back to B, but I just made it as big as possible just to show you that it can work this way as well. So very same thing, lining up your last line with your set squares, make sure you're happy with it, and then you're just sliding it across, connecting it back up. Same for the first point, and that is it. There's your 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's the first bit of dividing up a line. Just make sure that you're happy enough with that before you keep going. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at here now is this question 3 from the book. So mine came out a bit blurry when I printed it, so I just wrote in the measurements and stuff like that there. So all I have on my sheet here now is a baseline and a center line going down the middle. So our center line is over 200 mil, and a baseline you could come up 20 mil from your title block. So the first thing I'm told is this is 140 mil from that corner there to that corner there. And we're told that this in here is a 90-degree angle. So we have our center line going straight down. So all I need to do is mark in my 2 140 mil lines, so that way I know where the 2 lines will stop when I start drawing them in. So I put 70 in the center, out to 140, and then 70 is 0. Draw my 2 construction lines straight up. So, happy enough with that. Then, I know that half of 90 is 45 degree, and we have a 45 degree set square. So, use my T-square and my set square. Put the pin of, or the set square in here until it reaches that point where they all intersect, so your center line and this baseline, and just draw out to where it hits this 70 mil line that we drew from earlier. And then I just flip over, do the exact same thing on the other side. So center, out, and then all I need to do is connect these 2 points up. And I'm just going to heavy this in here as well, just so it's easy to see. Okay, now once I have that done, the question tells me I need to divide it into 8 equal parts, so along the bottom of the logo. Okay, so they don't give us the height, they don't tell us how much we need to divide this in, so we automatically go, okay, I don't have a measurement, so I need to use my compass. So very same as if we had 2 lines from earlier, so A and B. So I'll just label this as A, this is B, just in case. It makes it that bit easier, you can see everything straight away. Okay, we already have a line coming out at any angle, so this line here is, we're just going to reuse it again. Okay, and I'm going to divide this into 8 equal parts. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you can see there my 8th one needs to just extend the line down another little bit. So grab this, extend that line down, and I'm just going to mark each of these as a point, just to make it a bit easier to see on the camera. So you can see all my points there. Now I'm just grabbing my set square, joining it back to B, because the last point goes back to the end of the line. And then every line after that is going to be in parallel. So all I need to do is grab my set squares again, line it up so I'm happy. I'm happy there now. 1. Okay, that's all of our sections drawn across. Now all I need to do is just draw my lines straight across here. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you see we drew 7 lines, but I have 8 equal sections the whole way up. Then what do I need to do? So if you look here, I've highlighted them in red just so you can see them clearly, but it tells us that this comes out at 60 degrees, and then there's no measurement to how tall we have to come up or how high we need to come up, but it does give us a construction line going back down to our equal parts. So if you look here, the top of this line comes right down to the corner, so where the edge of our triangle and the line going across intersect, and then same here, so another line coming down to the 4th one. So all we need to do is just count the lines. So we just go 1, so 1, 2, 3rd line down. So we can either start from here or you can start from here, it doesn't really matter, whatever way is easiest for you. So I would nearly just label these. So you don't have to label them in the middle, but I'll just label them there just so it's easy to see, but you could just do it over here and make it that little bit easier. Okay, so I'm coming down, so 1, 2, so I go 1, 2, my 2nd line there, and then this one here is coming down to my 4th one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so then my 4th one there. So all I'm doing then is taking my set square, drawing a line straight up, nice and light, same here, and it's the exact same over the far side, so I'm just going to do that here now as well. Okay. Then it tells us in the question that it's 60 degrees, so all I need to do is grab my set square, my 60, 30. Make sure you line it up with the right line now, so we know that this one here, so the inside one, and then the outside one is where it stops. So I'm going from this line here to that outside line there. And then same with the far side. So bring it up from that line to there. Okay. Then I'm going to leave a little mark here just so I know where I need to mark up 10 mil. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can set 10 mil on the set square and the compass. So there's 10 mil there. I can just put it down at that point, mark it up. Oh. So there. So there's my 10 mil mark. Or I can just leave a little mark there and measure up 10 mil. Either way works, but I think the compass is a bit quicker, so you're not trying to mark a point and try and squeeze it all in together. So mark that up. And all I'm doing is drawing straight up to it, so from there to there, and I can transfer this point straight over to here because we already measured it, no need to measure it again. Okay, there's that bit done. Now it tells us that we're coming back at 15 degrees. So coming back at 15 degrees, this center bit here. So 2 ways you can do it. You can use your protractor or you can use the 2 set squares. So I'm going to use 2 set squares just because it'll be a bit easier. And just pull this down out of the way a little bit. So the set square sits down on top of the T square. Line it up. And then just drawing from that point to the center, and then same on the far side. So from that point to the center, I go this way. apologies, I should go this way. Right, lined up, lined up. Okay, just bring this in. Okay, so there's my two 15-degree lines, and I'm just gonna heavy these in a bit more. Drop my T-square. One, there's two. So there's our two 15-degree lines drawn in. Now this tells me that it comes up. So if I take this line here, we don't know where that stops, but we kind of do know as well, because this point here is to there, and then we have from this next point to here. So what are we going to do? We know that this line here, so this 4mm line, comes straight across the top. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up here, draw a line straight across like that. Okay, that's where I know that this is going to start from here. Okay, so where that line, I can heavy in this other line here now, just because I know that it's staying there. So heavy that line there in, and I can come over the far side and heavy this line here in as well. And then I just need to come up 4mm, up 12mm, up 4mm. So 4 and 4 is 8, 12 is 20. So I can come up 20mm. Again, you can use the compass or you can use set squares. It doesn't really matter as long as you're accurate with both. So I'm going to come up 20mm, draw another line across. Now, I won't have to draw that full line across. I could just mark 2 points because we're only using it for this section here and this section here, but I just think it's easier to just draw the line across. Okay, then we know that the top of that line is coming down to here. So we mightn't even have to put in that 20. I think it's easier for now. If the measurements are there, you might as well use them. But if that wasn't given to us, we'd be able to use this information from here, like we did for this line here, to get, okay? So all I'm doing is connecting from here to that section up here. So I don't know how far I need to come in. Sorry, pull that back in. I don't know how far I need to come in. So I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th line then. So come to my 5th one, mark the point, and I'm going to draw that line straight up, and then same on the far side. Okay, so there's my 2 lines. Then all I'm doing is connecting this bottom line to that second line that we're just after drawing. So draw from here to there. So where they all intersect, there and there to there. Okay. So there's the top of my bow coming in. Now I just need to draw straight across and draw me a bit of a chimney to the top. So I'll draw this straight across. I actually won't heavy that in just yet because I'm going to put this piece in. Oh no, I can't heavy it in, be fine. Okay. And then I'll heavy this section in here because we're going to have a bit more detail to add to that as well. And then we're just going up 16, and then it's 12mm wide, so it's 6 either side of the line. There's 0, there's 12, and then up 16. So I just measure up 16 from here. 16. There we go. So there's our chimney in. Now I just need to add in these 2 little lip bits to the top. So down 4mm. So there's 4mm there. And then the other one, I come up 4mm. There's 4mm there. One line, and there is my other line. And that there is the finished drawing the whole way through. Make sure you can see that, so I'll just zoom in there now a little bit. Okay, so you had a lot of different things going on there. So you're dividing up the lines, you'd measuring it out. We're using our set squares, so using 60 degree, using the 45 degree. Okay, so it's a tough question, but this is kind of the level that we want to be at. So we want to be able to do the drawings without being given all of the information, but we're given enough information to keep going. Okay, thank you.